Hey, what's up everybody? Kai here, and welcome back to Let's Play Breath of Fire. Since last time, I made my way back to Winlan here, because now that we've cured the king and rescued Princess Nina, we have permission to access the tunnel. Nina's love tunnel? No. Well, I suppose this would be Nina's tunnel eventually, when she one day inherits the kingdom. But anyways, you just want to come down here to the basement, and now that we've completed certain aspects of the story, the guards will let us through. Yeah, I suppose I could have shown you where the tunnel was earlier, but the guards would have just stood there and been like, "None shall pass!" And you couldn't do a whole lot, so I figured, why bother? Nice view in the background. But remember that one guy was telling us that there is a port city to the east, so let's head on over that way and see about getting the ship to Scand. Let's check out this forest first. Oh, we can't enter from the sides or from the back? You have to enter from the front? Okay, well remember that forest for later, viewers, with a new enemy. Who is this? The zombie. I can't feel my legs. Oh, I should have used the earth key. Ah, well, good time to show off the zombie status. What that does is, well, it reduces your defense to 0, as you saw, and your attack power. It is a very, very nasty status effect. You know what? I'm not going to waste a life 2 on that. Nina, you're on your own. But yeah, against those guys, go with the earth key, and you should be fine. More new enemies. Alright, now these guys actually have very low defense, but they have a little bit more HP than what the earth key can dish out in terms of damage. Again, normally you'd want to have Ryu follow up with a boomerang, but he's kind of face-planting right now. Yeah, best way to deal with the zombie status is to just avoid getting it altogether. Now off to the left there you see a little well or rock formation over there. Remember that for later as well. Well, this would be a good time for Nina to catch up on levels. If I didn't say so earlier, experience is shared among all of your party members, whether they're in the active party or in the reserve party. So that's one thing to keep in mind with this game. If you're getting, large amounts of experience and you're wondering why no one's leveling up, well, that's why. You got to take the amount and divide it among however many party members you have. These guys are easy enough. Man, even after all that, Nina didn't gain a level. Oh well. Hey, can we get this guy to... Yes, we can. Or not. Oh well. Well, this doesn't look like much of a port city or a kingdom, but... Oh, there's nobody here at night. Well, you know what? I have to revive Ryu anyways. How is he walking around if he's dead? Oh, I'm sorry. Stunned. Can't mention death in an RPG. Oh no, can't have that. Why, yes I did. Hopefully I won't have to visit you again. But since I'm here, let's take a charm. Alright. I decided to hang on to those anyways, just in case I do get hit with the curse status. Like the zombie status, it's not something I come across very often, but it would be nice to have the proper restorative item, just in case. Oh wow. Yeah, that is true. That river looks pretty dried up. Wonder what's going on with that. This is Tantar, the Forest Clan. Yeah, we heard about these guys earlier in Winlan. Ah, the dark dragons block the water. Okay. Well, let's do some shopping, shall we? Let's see. Ooh, I barely have enough money. I want to buy a short bow for later. Dragon Shrine there if you want to save your game. Why yes, we do need a boat to Scand. Okay, looks like we're on the right trail. Oh, I didn't show this to you guys, but north of this village where the river is, there's a huge boulder blocking the river, and that's why it's all dried up down this way. Well, how did the dark dragons move it to block the river? I don't think they ever explained that. Oh, we did pass by that forest earlier. Apparently it's a haunted forest. Tuntar, Chief. Tuntar? Tantar? Tintin? No, you guys remember that cartoon, Tintin? Oh, I used to watch that a lot as a kid. That was a cool show. Ah, one ring to rule them all? Maybe. Ah, okay. So the Dark Dragons are after this town's treasure, the ring, which apparently has some kind of magical power. Well, let's come up here first, before we worry about that problem. The Forest of Despair. The Cave of Despair? Yeah, sort of. Here we get a wisdom potion. Let's give that to Nina right away. There it is. You know, speaking of the Cave of Despair, I saw recently that they're making a Princess Bride edition of Monopoly for this holiday season. And, well, as much as I would love to buy that, I don't know how often I would ever play that game. And it's $40, which is a little steep. Oh, well, let's come down here first. Let's get this out of the way. That looks so inappropriate. But anyways. Ah, yeah, this is where the iron ore will come into play. What, already? Wow. But yeah, you bring this guy the iron ore because he's apparently a blacksmith, and you get the saw. The saw can knock down a tree? Sounds more like an axe. You don't hit things with a saw. But anyways, yeah, you need the iron ore to get the saw, and you need the saw to remove that giant tree blocking the Forest of Despair. Yeah, that's kind of a bastard move on the game's part to put a storyline item in a random dungeon and with no indication whatsoever as to its location. Now granted, it's a very small dungeon and it's very easy to find the item, but still. Oh, nice thing about the boomerang, if you get a slam or a critical hit, it'll deal critical damage to every enemy on the screen, so that's pretty nice. But let's take a look in Tuntar. Stone Cemetery. Sounds ominous. Man, you got cemeteries and haunted forests and everything. Nuts. Yeah, if you guys couldn't see it coming, in order to get to the port town in the south, we're going to have to defeat the Dark Dragons and help out these two villages. But first things first, we have priorities, such as stealing treasure. Ooh, cure, nice. Those slugs that we fought along the way with Nina, they can drop cures randomly. So if you're low on cash, you could try to farm them. What do you mean? Having no water would be a serious problem. You got me on that one, lady. I don't know what's going on. You would think everybody would be panicked. Stone robot. Well, of course this game has a giant robot. It's a JRPG. The only thing missing are some tentacles and bunny girls. Oh, and a cat girl. Oh, okay, so apparently the chief knows about this robot. Let's go talk to him. Huh. Why would the chief want to go there? Well, that would be the easiest solution, but there's no guarantee that the Dark Dragons will honor their promise. I mean, do you really trust the evil empire? Well, why not? Just go over there. Well, we'll learn more about that later. Here we get herb. Awesome. I think that's it for items in these two villages, and we've already taken care of our shopping needs, so let's go head on over to the Forest of Despair and see what these dark dragons are up to. Bo, who's that? Well, remember this for later. That is a very important pro tip, viewers, and it's something that tripped me up the first time I played this game so badly that I was unable to advance with the storyline before I had to return it to the video store. Oh, I wish I had paid attention to that. Oh well. So yeah, let's just head on back here to the Forest of Despair. Don't even think about trying to escape. Oh, come on, guys. Surely you saw the Princess Bride reference coming with that one. Okay, this time we will not let Ryu get turned into a zombie. Game. Hey, alright. God damn it, never mind. Well, there you are, viewers. Welcome to the Forest of Despair. Got a creepy mist going on here. And new enemies. Who are these guys? I can't see their names right now. Stool. That's just great. We're fighting piles of shit. No, not that kind of stool, viewers. The toadstool. But yeah, easy enough. Just go with the boomerang on Ryu and Earth Key on Nina and you'll be fine. Now that we have two multi-targeting attacks, we're going to blast through these enemies. Speaking of which, we have a new enemy here who's pretty fast. The G-Knight, or the Ghost Knight. Gangster Knight? No. Wow, he survived. Yeah, the enemies here are pretty quick and they have quite a bit of HP. So you want to be careful. You definitely want to have Nina in the back row taking as little damage as possible, while having Ryu in the front row taking as much damage as possible. You know, it's funny that I'm such a huge fan of taking lives. Wow. And tanking in console RPGs, because in MMOs, the tank classes are my least favorite, both to play as and to play with. But in console RPGs, it really pays off having that one character be a meat shield and the rest of your party being out of harm's way and gaining levels. But usually in MMOs, tanks are just really boring to play because they never get the ability to deal any kind of respectable damage. You know, they just sit there and get punched in the nuts over and over again. And I've always been a DPS class player, whether it be, you know, a monk in EQ1, which I played that for about 6 years. I was a brigand in EQ2 for about 3 years. They were a dual-wielding scout DPS class that also had the best debuffs in the game. Here we get a wrist. That's a new shield for Ryu. So let's give that to him. A little lighter, a little stronger. And we want to give his gauntlet down to Nina. Same weight, more defense, flat out better upgrade. I also played an assassin in Aeon for 2 years, again, dual-wielding scout DPS. But for the longest time they were also the best tanks in the game, believe it or not. That was fun, tanking raid bosses and contesteds on my scout class. And most recently in Final Fantasy XIV, my main is a Dragoon. Yeah, dealing with tanks is never fun either because they, well, 9 times out of 10 they either suck balls and don't know how to play the class, or they think they're the God's gift to man and are the best at the class and have that I'm the tank, fuck you attitude. If you played an MMO for any amount of time, you can surely relate to what I'm saying here. But anyways, yeah, Ryu definitely should be taking the brunt of the blows here because these guys hit pretty hard. Although because he does have so much HP, you can afford to let his HP drop, I'd say to about 20 or so before you want to heal. But you want to keep an eye on Nina. Now there's one more new enemy that we could meet up with around here, but apparently he's shy today. Nice counterattack. Getting a lot of money. Apparently a lot of people died in this forest. There's skeletons everywhere. No, not quite. I do like the creepy music they have going on here. Adds to the atmosphere quite a bit. And this is something I was talking about with a friend of mine in the comment section of the last video, is that the music in this game, I know I've raved about it so much already, but it's just so simple, but the composers did everything perfectly. You know, the music really draws you in and really sets the mood. Okay, well, if I can't meet up with this new enemy, then, well, I'll just tell you about it. Whoa. Well, Ryu could take one more hit, but might want to heal him up just in case. Now remember, the Cure 1 spell will always restore 50 HP, just like an herb. This place is a little mazy, but I think we can make it through to our ultimate destination before we call this video quits, guys. In fact, I think it's right around the corner. Hey, Ryu hit level 11. Alright. I'm a little bit behind on levels with Nina. Usually she has Cure 2 by now. Hey, a house. Game? Well, the least you could have done is given us the last new enemy in the area. You can also meet up with an S-Rider, which is a skeleton rider. Those guys have about 45 HP and they're pretty fast, but you just want to use the same tactics to just annihilate them. But what's inside this haunted house inside of the Forest of Despair? Is it the Dark Dragons? Is it the Village Chief? And what about this bow character we keep hearing about? The answer to all of these questions shall be revealed next time, but you guys will just have to wait until then. This is Kai, signing off. Have a good day.